All right, so in this video, I want to show you how to do legs, more in particular the female legs. The first thing you want to know to do in the female legs is, well, let's start with the first shape. And I taught this in another video, is to draw this. And that is the shape of a house. You know, when we begin drawing, we always learn how to draw the shape of the house. So, you know, that's an important shape that you want to remember to do, because when you flip that over, that is going to be the shape of the hips. So we'll remember that. Okay, so now let's start out by doing that. What I'm going to do is show you some different positions that you may draw, positions that a woman usually stands or sits in. So, but first I want to show you the basics of the legs. So the first thing you want to do is that upside down house. If you have a problem doing that, then just turn your paper upside down and then draw the house and then flip it back over. And what I'm saying is, if you can't draw it that way, draw it this way and then flip it back over. Now, this shape is going to be different on a woman than it is a man, because a man's sides are going to be straight up and down, where a woman's is going to have more of an angle to them. So drawing the legs, we have to draw this because they have to connect to something. So the next thing you want to do is, in the center, you want to round this out. You don't want that point, you want to round it out. Then you want to come straight down from around that, I don't know why I can't talk. The way this goes around, coming down, say like if this is coming off the hill, you want to go straight down. Basically, you want to leave some room, just straight down, no curves. Same thing as on the other side, just straight down. Now from this part, you want to come in. You don't want to come into a point, but you do want it to come in, and we will adjust the thickness later. So basically you want it to look like that, and then that's kind of long for legs, so let's chop it off about right here. And this is where your ankles are going to be at. Well, that's pretty good. So from here, once you have that, adjust that because that's a little crooked. You want to find the center of your legs, say about right there, and you want to put a circle like that. Basically, you still want to do the house shape, the upside down house shape. And you want to bring it more closer to the inside than the outside. Now from there, I want to show you a little secret, the easy way to do something. Let's say if you want to draw a mountain, you would go up, two mountains, basically go up, down, and up again. You know, that's easy because a lot of people are afraid to draw something, you know, the actual shape. So if you think of it as something else, it becomes a little easier. So the same thing we want to do, if you flip that to the side, that's basically how the side of the female legs are going to be. And I'll show you on one side. So from here, to start out, I'll go to the lowest point, and then you come up. And from here, you want to curve. You want to curve around, down, and then curve back in. And you want to kind of keep it in this line. You don't have to, depending on how thin you made your line or your legs, and you come in like so. And it's the same way with the other side. But let me show you, because if you had a man's leg, I'll do one side male, one side female. Straight down, coming in and coming in. As I said, a female, get the knees, a female would curve around in and out. And with the inside, it comes in, out at the knee, and then in again. Where a man's would be more thicker. It still curves around, but it's more square than a woman's. And he has a greater calf because his calf will come out and in like that. So a man's leg would be more square than a woman's because he has more muscle in his leg than a woman. and then your feet. So yeah, there's a big difference. It's more square and the woman's is more rounder. As long as you can keep that smooth flow, then you're doing good in drawing a woman's leg. So let's do this other side, and you want to kind of keep it to match. So you want to bring it around to your lowest point here, and then come back out and in. It's almost like doing that mountain. Now from here, let's put on my glasses so I can see a little better. You want to come around, just like both sides. You want to come around, in just slightly bit, and out, because your knee is closer to the edge and not in the middle. It's going to make that little bulge on the side. That comes in, and then it'll make your shin bone, but you really won't see that too much. And then you have the woman has a smaller calf. So again, you come in, curve in just a little bit, and out, and then the little calf muscle, yes. And then you have the woman's legs, or basically the shape of the woman's leg, but you want to try to keep it even. Like bring that in a little more compared to that one. And you have it. Now a lot of times people will say, oh, the legs stop right here, but the legs actually go up, curves up like that, and comes around. Those will be your legs connecting to that hip bone. Now let's just do the feet for a second. Now doing the feet, it's the same thing. You want to come straight down both sides, and on this side you want to go out like that. So it's just kind of like making a triangle and splitting it in half. Example. If you take a triangle like so, and you split it in half, and you separated the two pieces, you would have this, and you'd have that on the other side, and you just chop it off here, and this is where your legs would connect. And it's the same thing here. So you have, in the inside, you have your ankles, which are higher than the ones on the outside. So it kind of comes down at an angle like that. Now, if you wanted to see some heel, you would turn this, you would bring this in just a little bit. You'd curve it in like that, and then your heel would be behind it. That is, if you just wanted to see the heel, depending on how far the foot was turned out, or how much the foot was turned out. Just bring it in like that, and then your heel. Now, if this female were wearing high heels, it would go up a little bit more. The heel would be up here, and then you would have the heel, actual shoe heel here. But you would have to bring the back of that foot up. But we're not doing feet right now. We're just concentrating on doing legs. Now, the one thing about the legs they are cylinders. Well, let's just do this. I usually don't put too many lines in the female legs, muscle-wise, because when you start doing that, it becomes more muscular or manly. So it's best not to put in too many lines. If I put in any lines, I'll put in this one here, because the leg comes around and it dips in. Make that a little dark. It comes around and it dips in like that. Almost like she was wearing superhero boots. So this line basically right here, this is a dip that comes into the legs because the muscle comes out this way. But as I was saying, in doing the legs, they're cylinders. So if you practice doing cylinder, what is a cylinder? A cylinder is just a straight line like that. You can call that a rectangle. But when you round it off, and I think everybody knows what a cylinder is, it's just doing cylinders. So you have to be able to manipulate the cylinder and to draw it in perspective, such as this is the front, you know, going to the back. The more practice you have in doing cylinders, the better it will be for you. I think it's just like the same thing. You just don't get as much roundness. But when you think about the legs, that's all they are, cylinders. The only thing is, it is more wider at the top than it is at the bottom, but it's still cylinders. So with that in mind, let's do a sitting position. And you always want do your thighs. Let's just say the house. Easier to say. This, 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 and this. Now, a lot of positions that people draw women in are sitting positions. So at this point, you're going to have to so what we're going to do is the seated position with the woman's legs crossed. Slow down, Brian. Thank you. So you want to think about your cylinder, and the leg is going to be here. Let me just show you. Let's do the back of the cylinder, which is the round part, which would turn to be her buttocks, and the front of the cylinder, which would be, let's say, about right here. So it's easy to draw the two circles and then put your line there for your cylinder to connect. Okay, so this is going to be your knee here, and then you have your other cylinder coming down like so. And remember, your foot is going to be straight and then curved to the side. Maybe not that much because this person is sitting like this way. So let's put it out that way for now. Now, with the legs crossed, you have to do your other circle. Keep it about the same size. And that's going to go up over this leg. So let's put this other circle here. Let's put this other circle here. And then connect it, understanding that this part sits on top of that leg. And then you have your knee here, and then your other cylinder like that. And then the foot, this is going to be the inside part, and that's going to be your outside part of your foot. Yeah, I know it gets kind of really confusing when you start doing it, because when I first learned to do this, and basically I had to kind of teach myself, because I don't think too many books teach you this thing. I kept looking at it like, what's going on? But because this leg is pressing against this leg, the meat is going to, what do you say, bulge out a little bit. And remembering that this is the inside of the leg and this is the outside. So the inside ankle is higher than the outside. It gives you kind of a guideline to go. And then you do your leg, your knee. And I think I need to do this in pen. And then you get that lump here, like that. And then it curves around. So this line right here will not actually go past this hip line. Goes in like that. And this is the same thing here. We're going to bring this up, and then we put our knee in here. And it comes out. Remembering that this is the outside. So you're going to have greater calf out than on the inside. And then, what is it? What was that? Inside, outside. Like so. And as I say, it gets a little crazy by having all the lines, but once you erase the lines and you get used to it, it becomes a lot easier. You just remember, try not to draw the legs themselves, try to draw the cylinders, and then later on add some shape to the legs. And it would be the same way if you did the other side. This, let's just say, I'll do a quick one. And this will be straight in front of you. You still have your circles. You want to leave some space. Leave some space. Circle. And when you sit down, your hips are going to kind of flare out because you're sitting. It's like a water balloon. You sit on, let a water balloon hit the ground, and it'll flatten out a little bit. Like that. And let's just say if this was straight in front of you, usually they'll bring the leg in. You have the knee right here. And then the knee, the end of your cylinder here, and that there. So you have this circle here. So you want to put the other circle right just a little above the knee. Cylinder. And then you have your other cylinder. Remember, coming down to not a point, but coming down to be narrow. And you can have your foot up, the foot down, however. And I always do the half triangle for the foot. Out, out and in, and then, which was, and this is the inside. Like that. And where's my ink pen? Let's ink this to show you what we have. Every knee. When that flares out, take your pencil out your mouth because it's resting on top of that other leg. Knee, and you're gonna have some roundness right here. It's not gonna be flat, it's gonna be round. Let's do the other knee because it is sitting on top of that. Calf. Like that, and this one's gonna come down. Like that. Inside, outside. Like that. Now let's look at another position that most women end up standing in. Do another standing position. Let me check my time on this video. I don't want this to go too long. All right, let's do one where the woman is standing with her knee in, almost like a cross leg. So you start out with the house again. Upside down house, or your hips. Remember, a man's hips are square, a woman's will come in like so. Now, because she's going to have one leg bent in, you have to adjust the other leg to hold the balance, which means if the rest of the woman, how can I say this? You have a balance point that if you take one leg up, if you're standing on both legs, I'll give you a better example. If you're standing on both legs evenly, your weight is distributed even. But if you stand on one leg, you're going to have to shift that one leg to hold all of your weight. So that leg, this is your balance point. The center of you is your balance point. So if you stand up on one leg and you put the other leg up, you're going to have to shift this leg in to hold up. Let's say this person, they bent their leg up. You have to shift that leg in to hold up that weight. So it'll be a good balance, shall we say. So let's get back to this. I know my explaining is off for some strange reason, but you should get the point by the time I'm finished. All right, so curving around, well, we're going to go back to our shape again. Straight down, but we want to bring this leg in just a little bit. If that's a balance point, we're going to bring it in just a little and then come straight down again. So it's not going to be straight down, it's going to be curved in just a little bit. Too wide. Find your knee. Remember, the knee goes on more to the inside than the outside. Want to do your mountain again. out, curve in and out and in again. Same thing, curve in, out around the knee, your shin bone, and like that. And let me do this. And then make a foot. That foot is a little small. Now, if this leg came in like so, this knee would come across, would come into this leg, above this leg, or in front of this leg, should I say. And then depending on how much the person brought their leg forward, and then your back calf, your back leg would come down. Well, actually, it's still a cylinder. I'm putting the shape in there too soon. So you're doing your cylinder. If you're doing your cylinder, it will be open like this because it's pointed towards you. I'm so used to just drawing, and sometimes it's hard for me to actually stop. And because this one is bending back, I want to use a different color, but I don't want to mess it up. Pencil. Let me get a pencil. So it would be like this, and the other one, the other lower half would be like that. And then bring the foot in like that. So if I inked it, which I should not have inked that one, we'll come in. Remember I said the leg is always basic like that. Then you have your knee, which is turned in. Your calf. And that ankle, ankle, and foot. And that's kind of the same thing as if the person was walking. See if I can get rid of some of these lines. And then when I did that, I threw that in too soon. I inked that too soon. Let's do another one real quick and put it a little more behind. It's going to be smaller. So remember, bring the leg in like that. Bring this one out or in front of it. And then some women will actually put the foot behind that one leg. So you might not see it. Now, if I ink that, you have your knee. And remember, it's going to curve behind that leg. Calf. And that. So you can come out, your knee, come out again. And then this leg will come in front here. And then this curves back. Remember to leave the space in between the legs. And just think cylinders. Think cylinders. All right, let's try another one real quick. I don't want this video to be too long. All right, let's do one from the side. Let me line this up so that I can see it better. So that you can see it better. All right, so if you're going to do a leg from the side, I'm going to do this. You want the buttocks is here. This is your waist, her waist, the buttocks, and then the legs. And the legs from the side is going to come like that. It's almost like kind of a sliding board, I guess, when it comes down like that. And then you still want to bring it down to almost to a point. And you notice that the person, or the way I draw it, is not straight up and down. it's leaning a little bit, because when you stand, you do lean forward. You know, you don't, nobody stands straight up and down like this, because you'll fall backwards. Everybody leans. Look in the mirror, you'll see yourself, you're leaning forward. Maybe not that much, but you lean enough to where you won't fall backwards. So you want to come down here, and as I say, in the middle, you want to find your knee. So that's going to curve around and down. And it's kind of actually like it's going behind the knee, because the knee actually kind of fits in here. And then this part, I like to make it flat and actually suck in a little bit instead of curving it out, because to me it makes the woman's leg looks better. So back here right behind the knee, you're going to get a space, and you come out and you go down. So I'm going out and I'm down, and I'm going to curve in just a little bit here. I'm going to let it curve in. So this one, this was pretty much right. You're going to curve out, come down, curve out and in like that. And then the buttocks here. And then it's your stomach for the woman, and her back. And then your feet, let's just say, we can do it two ways. Your feet are triangles, again, flat. I have to do a foot video to actually show doing the foot. And then since that's the outside of the toe, the outside of the leg, you have your toes here, 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 and there, because it makes it curve around. Now, if you wanted to put her up on her toes, or if she was wearing heels, the heels would go somewhere like this. And the front part, the bone would stick out, and it go down, and it would curve around. So women that wear heels, they're only stepping on this part of the foot, and then the heels would come down here. You know, I don't know how they do it all day, but they do it for men. So, you know, thank you ladies for wearing high heels to make your legs look good, and that will make your calves stand out when they do that. And then here there is a little line in the back where when you bend your back of your leg, it'll be like that. And this thing, if you wanted to bring the second leg out, let's just say I'm going to bring it out to about here. Same thing. It's going to be like that. Bring that around. The foot is going to be up. And a line, and then some of the leg comes like so. So if she was walking on her toes or wearing heels, it would be like that. I don't want to get too much into the feet. I want to get into the legs. And there is, you know, a leg muscle, but I don't want to get into the women's leg muscles, because as I say, once you start doing the leg muscles, it becomes more masculine, shall we say. All right, let's do one more quick one. All right, actually, let's do a couple more when I'm thinking about it. The back of the leg. Everybody draws the front of the leg, but not too many people draw the back of the leg. Let's draw the back. I'll flip this over. Okay, so first, again, you want to do your house, upside down house, but because this is the back, I'm going to curve around. That's going to be the buttocks. And let's just split the legs a little bit. Still want to come in like so. And you curve around. Even though you're doing this house shape, you still want to curve the hips around. Now, the one thing about that, you know that the knee comes in here. So it's going to do the same thing in the back. It's going to come in here. Find your center. You're going to come out the same way, in and out here. And the same thing here, come in and out. Come out is your calf. Same thing. Come out at the knee, in slightly, and then out again at the calf. And I don't want to get too high because this is where I place my knee. Out, in, and out again. Now the one thing that about the back of the legs is where this calf comes in and comes up into the leg, it leaves like a little line, like a muscle line. It leaves like two, it's very slight. And then you have a crease line that goes across, because every time you bend your leg, it leaves that crease line. But again, as I said, I don't like to draw too many lines in the female leg, but I'm just showing you this is how it's going to be if you decide to draw the back of the legs. And then if you draw the calf muscles, which I believe are like this, or should I say they go up like that, like two separate muscles, but there again, making it too muscular. So I usually don't draw that, but just for the sake of knowing, that's why it's thicker here, because you have your calf muscles, it goes out, and you have your calf muscles. Now, one thing I want to point out, when it comes down to your ankles, what it's going to do is it's going to narrow out, and it's just going to bulge out like that. And that's how it connects to the back of your foot. And the rest of your foot will be here. It's just a line. It's still, if you can see it from the front, that meat, that extra meat, I'm looking for my pin, is still going to be there, but there's a line. I think it's a tendon. I think what it was called, some kind of tendon that goes there, and you're still going to get the rest of your foot is still going to be there with your ankles and the rest of the bottom of your foot, but it's going to be covered up. But this is just basically what I wanted to show you, how it comes down like so, and the rest of your foot is going to be there. So let's do the other one and kind of turn the foot in so that you can see it better. So it's going to come in, it's going to narrow out, and then bulge out, kind of like the bottom of a baseball bat. That's what I was trying to think of what it would kind of be like. And then your foot would come in like that, and depending on the angle that you draw, your ankle would come out like that, and then the rest of the bottom of your foot. And like I say, if it, depending on the angle, and you have your toes here, there, and everywhere, and that will come out to kind of round off the bottom of the foot. It's really a weird angle. That's why you don't see too many people drawing from this angle. Usually they'll put the feet out, and a lot of women don't really stand with the feet out like a duck. So to come out like this, your ankles here, this will come out there, and it'll turn into the back of your heel. Like that, your ankle will be here. And then your foot basically is kind of round. I don't want to throw too many lines in there because that'll throw you off. Let me sharpen this pencil. Because when it comes down, it's going to wrap around the bottom of the foot. And as I say, your toe will come out like here. You have the second one here, third one here, fourth one there. So it's really weird, and that's not with shoes. If you wear shoes, it gives a different look. But I just wanted to show you that part, how it does. Comes up this little piece right here, this tendon, and then how this comes in here, and then you have that crease across. Your knee still comes out, and in, and this curves in around like that. Back of the leg, and say I don't do this. I won't put the muscles in there. Not even if I'm drawing She-Hulk. Even though she may be muscular, they don't put that many muscles in her leg other than maybe the front legs. All right, I said I was going to do another one. It's a quick running position. Quick running. Draw your house again. And if you run, your hips are going to be, you know, left or right, depending on what leg you're standing on. Draw your house, and the leg is going to be in more. The harder the run, the more the leg is going to be in. So I'm going to do this. This is just a quick, because if you're drawing comic books or you're drawing any action thing with a woman, it'll be like that. So you're going to come in just like that. Again, bring that foot down and then bring it out, because all that weight is going to be somewhere right here. So you bring it down and you bring this in more. So it's not going to all be straight like that, and there's your foot. It's going to turn in because your foot is going to be flat. I'll erase these lines and do that again. Once again, it's not going to be straight, and here's your foot like that. You're going to, at your ankle, it's going to come straight down, and then there's your foot, because it's going to, all of that weight is going to be right there on that part of the leg. Find your knee, and this is basically what I was trying to show you. Cylinder, you want to bend it in. So if you did your cylinder or ovals, but I want to stick with the cylinder to show you. Like that. You'd have the other one here, folded up, and then part of the foot. Like that. And then you remember your curves, because a woman always has better curves than a man. Curve up and down. There's your knee. Knee here. You might see some of the other part of your leg, your other half of your leg, or you might not, depending on how much it's bent. But for this one, we'll show you just a little bit. Curves in, curves like that. And then, as I say, you can see the lean. You can see the lean, because this person, this person would be having a hard run on. So here's your knee. Remember, your knee is more the inside. Curve out, and in again. There's a little bulge back here that comes into your shin bone. A little curve on the calf, and in. Always leave your space in between, like that. Let's just think cylinders. And one last quick one. Let's just say the person was laying down or sitting down with the legs up. So give me a little more room. Start out with a kind of upside down heart shape. And then split that down the middle like that. And then your cylinders again. And this is a woman sitting with her legs closed. I mean, you could have it open, but for the sake of television, for the sake of small children that might be watching, I don't want to do too much with the legs open, or anything with the legs open actually. So you have your knee, your other knee here, which are kind of squared off when they are up like that. And because when you bent this leg, it's pushing against this back leg, it's going to push out like that. And it's kind of close. These two legs are close. I'll move it. Let's do one and then move the other one. Like so. So bring this one in. Leave a little room. Bring the knee up again. And as I said, because it's pushing against this back leg, this is going to jut out a little bit. And then your feet, inside is going to be flat, straight down, and the outside are going to be curved out. Just like I said, making that triangle. Now from here, you want your legs to, the back legs to actually come off here. Like that. Let me ink that to make that just a little more better. And see, these are touching, and I didn't really want them touching that much. And you come out, and that will be covering the middle part, and inside ankles higher than outside ankles. And I'll bring that so we can see some more of the heel. And just curve that in a little bit more. And then you see some of the heel like that. And there you have it. And you might see some shin bone, but I wouldn't recommend it. But in parting, I would say just remember to think cylinder. The more or the better you can do the cylinder. Remember I said the leg comes up like this. But the more you can do the cylinder, the better your legs would be. And legs are easy, the same as arms. They're basically the same thing. So that's it for this video. I hope that you did get something out of that. I know I kind of muttered my way through it, but hopefully you did understand what I was saying. So just as I say, concentrate on the cylinders, and then you'll be all right. Just learn to bend the cylinders, put it together with the knee, and as I say, you'll be all right. So thanks for watching this video. Keep looking out for more videos. I'm going to start doing more tutorials. I've been doing a whole lot of speed drawings, but I'm getting back into the tutorials because somebody asked me to do one on legs. So, all right, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys later.